skin before I go in with my foundation and concealer. The first thing I like to do is refresh my skin using the Badescu facial spray. This is the cucumber one. I'm going to go ahead and do that because it just makes my skin feel a lot more comfortable. And I do want to add a nose strip for my pores and blackheads on my nose. And your nose does need to be wet for this. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that on for about 15 minutes. While that sets, I like to go in with some body oil and moisturize the rest of my body. This one is a chestnut and argan oil. It smells delicious. It soothes my skin and makes it very soft and lasts very long throughout the day. And then whatever excess I have, I like to run that through my hair. Then while that sits, I'm going to go ahead and do some basic quick eyeshadow. I like to do my eyeshadow before my foundation. That way I ensure I have a nice flawless base in case I have any fallout that day. I'm going to go ahead and remove it. Just be aware it does tug at your skin a little bit, so it might hurt just a tad. And I like to see how many blackheads I picked up. So the first thing I do for my base, I start off with a serum because serums do penetrate deeper into the skin than an actual moisturizer does. This specific one is the Double Serum by Clarins. It has 20 potent plant extracts. So what this actually is doing for my skin is it's creating a smoother skin, more radiant skin, as well as firmer skin. What's really important that I want you to take away here is the way I'm applying the serum. First, I warm it up between my hands, and then I like to push it into my skin. That way it does penetrate deep, and it's going to cut down all those skin cell barriers and layers. So first, push against your cheeks, and of course you want to go up into the temples. Same for the forehead, and then I use the rest down my neck. It's very important to moisturize your neck as well. To moisturize, I'm going to use the Clarins Multi Active moisturizer. What this moisturizer is going to do is it's going to protect against the pollutions and free radicals in the air. So if you are a woman on the go or always on your phone or computers looking at screens, things like that, it's important to add a moisturizer to your skin prep because it's going to create a barrier from your skin and the foundations and all the other pollutions in the world that you may not see. So I like to apply this the same way. That way we can push that serum and moisturizer even deeper into our skin. It's a nice quick massage too. When you apply it this way, you're creating blood flow, making your skin look more radiant and plump. For my primer, I'm going to use this Beauty Flash Balm, which brightens and tightens my skin. It's also from Clarins. I only use a tiny amount. Warm it up really well between your hands. And the way you apply this one is you don't push it into the skin, you just kind of pat it over. It specifically says do not rub it in. I love this product. It's the only primer I use. I use it to prime before my foundation. You can use it as a moisturizer to brighten and tighten your skin. And you can also use it to freshen up your makeup throughout the day by patting it on top of your makeup. Once that is all done, my base is ready for foundation. First, I like to cover up my dark circles. I use the Age Rewind Under Eye Dark Circle Eraser. This is in the color Neutral, so it's perfect for my skin. It kind of blocks out any darkness that I have under the eyes, redness around the nose, and dark circles I have right by my mouth. I kind of just blend that in with a big blending brush. That way you can't see anything. I find concealing or color correcting before your foundation helps throughout the day so that your concealer does not move and you get an even more fuller coverage out of your foundation. So as you can see, I'm going to show you the blended versus the not blended. You can't even notice. So if you don't want to wear foundation that day, if you want to do something like this, I feel like a little bit will go a long way. Just blend that all in until you cannot see it anymore. The first foundation I'm going to go in with is the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Illumination and then the Clarins True Radiance Foundation. These two together are a match made in heaven and they are my perfect shade. One is for color correcting and it has an SPF of 50, so it's going to protect against the sun rays all day long, UV rays, whatever you want to call them. And the other one is going to give me True Radiance, just as the foundation is called. Together, they are very glowy foundations. I like to melt them between my fingers and blend it with my hands. That way I'm not dirtying a brush and I feel like I get the most skin-like effect out of these foundations. it melts right onto my skin. And I kind of just blend that in really, really well. If you feel like you have any excess foundation that your hands aren't picking up or pushing into the skin, you can take your favorite sponge and absorb all that extra liquid. For my under eye concealer, my second concealer, I like to use a full coverage one, but I only use a tiny amount. This is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. It is a full coverage anti-aging waterproof concealer. I use a tiny amount and kind of just blend that right over my under eyes to brighten it up and give me even more coverage. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of the creams out of the way. I love this Chanel cream bronzer. It is a favorite of mine. It's a very natural bronzer and you only need a tiny amount. To finish up with my foundations, I use the Studio Fix powder by MAC. I kind of use just a dense brush and push that into the skin. This ensures that my foundation, that it'll stay in place all day, as well as giving me extra coverage. It is a lighter powder, so it's not going to give you a cakey application, and that's why I really love it. All these three foundations together will give you the flawless base or flawless foundation that you're looking for that will hold up throughout the entire day. I kind of just apply it everywhere. You can use a different brush, like a big powder brush if you like, to bronze up. As far as powder bronzing, I'm going to use my Hoola bronzer, and I just use a tiny amount because it is a skin focused look, so I want you guys to be able to see my real skin and not any heavy contouring or highlighting, things like that. To add to the radiance of my face, I'm going to go ahead and use this Milani blush by Luminoso. This is one of my favorites. It's a peach color, so it gives me a really youthful, flushed appearance. To break down all the powders and settle them into my skin to merge as one, I use the spray one more time. To moisturize my lips, to hydrate, to nourish them, I use this Clarins Lip Oil. It just makes my lips really smooth, soft, and it also looks like a lip gloss, so that's a bonus. That is all for today. I hope you all learned something. No, I purchased these products because they go a long way, and I feel like they are all worth every penny. Thank you guys for watching.